I've been a big fan of how the Bengals have drafted over the last 7 to 8 years, and this year's class is no different. New head coach Zac Taylor's first class was a solid one in my opinion. Defensive tackle Renell Wren out of Arizona State showed this season that he still has growth left in his game as he took to the coaching well from Herm Edwards this past year, transforming himself into an excellent prospect. The Bengals doubled down on two of my favorite running backs to watch in college football in Travion Williams out of Texas A&M and Rodney Anderson of Oklahoma, whose game reminds me a lot of former Minnesota Vikings star Robert Smith. What I liked most about the Bengals draft was how much better and more versatile they got up front along the offensive line. Both Jonah Williams out of Alabama, who was my #1 offensive tackle prospect, and Michael Jordan of Ohio State graded out really high for me, and both players can play multiple spots up front. Offensive line was and has been an issue for the Bengals for a few years now, so adding two versatile players like Williams and Jordan definitely goes a long way in strengthening that unit as a whole. I also love the linebacker additions as well. Jermaine Pratt of NC State plays a lot like Alec Ogletree of the New York Giants. He's a very good athlete that can get out and make plays sideline to sideline. And Deshaun Davis of Auburn was one of my favorite linebackers in the class because he has that dog in him that you like to see at the position. He's got that dog mentality of Vontaze Burfict without the penalties and bonehead mistakes. So these two should help bolster the second level of their defense. Stanley Morgan Jr. of Nebraska showcased veteran-like savvy for the Cornhuskers throughout the course of his career, and to be honest, he's been that way since high school. He signs with the Bengals and has a great chance to step in and be their third or fourth option at receiver within this offense. Darren Hall out of Pitt reminds me of the former Bengal Jeremy Hill. I was at the Virginia game down in Charlottesville this past season and watched him run through a very strong Cavalier defense in a torrential downpour to the tune of 224 yards in the victory. He also has value as a kickoff returner. Impressive prospect in Sterling Sheffield out of Maine. We cover a lot of FCS football here at Football Gameplan, and Maine's defense was one of the best in the FCS, and Sheffield's play and ability to apply pressure was a big reason why. Jacob Dolagala reminded me a lot of Joe Flacco when he was at Delaware. It's his passing ability that's very underrated in my opinion because he wasn't asked to do much of it at Central Connecticut State because of their style of offense. But make no mistake about it, he can get the ball wherever he wants to on the field with both velocity and accuracy. He's a better prospect than Ryan Finley, who they took earlier in the draft. Ventel Bryant out of Temple is a smooth route runner that sets up defensive backs really well. He also brings that dog mentality to the receiver position, which is another reason why I like his chances to shine during camp. I gave the Bengals a B for their draft. This was a solid haul for Cincinnati, and the only knock I had was a second-round tight end selection. I would have gone cornerback there instead, considering the talent that was still available on the board at the position. But other than that, this was a nice first class for new head coach Zac Taylor.